Welcome back. When we left off of the secret zoo, they were in the mud with something grunting on them. So, we're going to continue The Secret Zoo by Brian Chick. We're going to be doing chapters 17, 18, and 19 today. Chapter 17, The Way to Penguin Palace. Noah rode quietly across the zoo along the maze of winding paths. Light fell from overhead lamps in the eaves of the zoo buildings, cutting cone-shaped wedges out of the darkness, wedges that Noah dodged in order to stay hidden. After speeding past Giraffe Jam, he turned onto a dirt path surrounded by trees. The area was marked as a nature preserve. His bike splashed through puddles and clunked across two bridges made of wooden planks. At the end of the path, Noah bounced back onto the sidewalk. He raced past the Alata hippopotami exhibit, rolled through Arctic Town, and sped around creepy critters. He neared the Metroapeolus and spotted two distant figures strolling toward him. He got off his bike and ducked behind the bushes. When the leaves stopped rustling, he realized that the faraway voices belonged to men. As they approached, their voices grew louder. Finally, Noah could make out the words. Then Tank showed up and got rid of them. One man said, "He didn't hurt them, did he?" The fellow had an annoying, squeaky voice. It reminded Noah of a dog's chew toy. "Not that I know. I heard he just got rid of them." Noah realized they were talking about the scouts. "They'll be back, I suppose. Let's just hope they don't get the police involved," the other man squeaked. "For Pete's sake, Henry, don't even mention such a thing." As they passed Noah, their conversation changed to another subject. They kept walking. Their footsteps softened and their voices faded away. Noah sat for a moment and tried to sort through his feelings. Finally, he said to himself, "Tank, why don't I trust you?" He considered this and realized his feelings didn't matter anymore. It was too late to turn back. With that, he hopped onto his bike and tore down the path. He pedaled past Metroapeolus, coasted by the Forest of Flight, rolled to a stop at Penguin Palace, and hid his bike in the bushes. He swiped his key out of his pocket and held it up to the lock. The key worked its magic. When he turned his wrist, click, the locked door opened. The hinges squeaked as Noah pushed the door open with his shoulder. Before him was the dark interior of Penguin Palace. "I'm getting close, Megan." He took a deep breath and stepped inside, ready for anything, or so he thought. Chapter 18, Ella holds her breath. Ella didn't dare move. Mud oozed between her fingers and seeped into her pants and shoes. It was too dark to see the animal, but she could hear it gravely grunts, feel the heat rising from its skin. It slowed through the mud, shifting the earth beneath her. Then it snorted, and a burst of snot pushed her head aside. Ella was sitting up. She could faintly see movement to her left. "Richie!" He was writhing in the mud, mumbling something. "Richie, stay still," Ella whispered. "Don't move." The animal grunted, and as it moved closer, the ground trembled. A wave of mud splashed across Ella's lap. "Ella! Shh!" The animal nudged her shoulder. Its touch was hard, smooth, and sharp. A cold edge slid against her cheek and knocked her earmuffs askew. The animal backed a few steps away, and a new sound of tremors shook the ground. Second later, Ella felt the creature push against her spine. "Ella," Richie said, It's... Richie was trying to tell her what the animal was, but she didn't need that. She just figured out that the sharp thing pushing against her was at the end of the animal's snout, and she could think of only one animal that carried such a peculiar feature in such a peculiar spot. "It's a rhino!" Richie finished. As he said the word, the beast moved its deadly horn to the base of Ella's spine. She held her breath and hoped she wouldn't feel too much pain. Chapter 19. A Palace Built for Penguins. Noah stepped into Penguin Palace and closed the door softly behind him. The air inside was cold and damp. He entered the main room, which housed a gigantic four-sided aquarium full of penguins. The aquarium had a view from every side. It reached all the way to the ceiling, covered most of the floor, and was nearly half the size of Noah's school gymnasium. In the middle of the aquarium was a landmass covered with ice. It nearly filled the aquarium. On all sides, the land ended just feet from the glass walls, creating a narrow channel full of water. This channel gave the penguins a place to swim. A crowd of penguins was gathered on the icy shore. They were standing around, doing nothing, and looking bored and sad in the strange way that penguins always look bored and sad. Noah walked up to the glass. One by one, the birds noticed him and waddled to the edge of the ice. They began to rock from side to side and flap their flat flippers. In no time, every penguin had its beady eyes locked on Noah. "Hello, guys," Noah said. He pressed his palms against the cold aquarium and asked, "Which one of you is Podgy?" Okay, that was chapter 17 through 19. What do you think he wants with Podgy? Who remembers where Podgy first came into the story? So stay tuned. We'll pick up on chapter 20, Little Bighorn. Chapter 17, The Way to Penguin Palace. Chapter 17, The Way to Penguin Palace. Chapter 17, The Way to Penguin Palace. Noah rode quietly across the zoo along the maze of winding paths. Light fell from overhead lamps and the eaves of the zoo buildings, cutting cone-shaped wedges out of the darkness. Wedges that Noah dodged in order to stay hidden. After speeding past Giraffe Jam, he turned onto a dirt path surrounded by trees. The area was marked as a nature preserve. His bike splashed through puddles and clunked across two bridges made of wooden planks. At the end of the path, Noah bounced back onto the sidewalk. He raced past Chapter 18, Ella holds her breath.